Imagine a city where shamelessness became the norm, where people openly committed acts that no nation before them had ever dared to commit. A people who turned their backs on the natural order, disobeyed their prophet, mocked him, and instead of repenting, insisted on spreading their corruption. What happens when sin becomes pride, when disobedience becomes a culture, and when a community refuses every call of mercy from Allah? The story of Qawm Lut is not just a warning of the past. It is a terrifying reminder for our present and our future. Assalamu alaikum, dear viewers. How are you doing today? Welcome to the Path of Peace. Today's episode is going to be one of the most serious and heart-shaking discussions. We will journey through the darkest story of Qawm Lut, the people of Prophet Lut, peace and blessings be upon him, who lived in the towns of Sodom and Gomorrah. This is not just history for us to read and move on. It is a divine warning preserved in the Quran, narrated in authentic hadith, and explained by classical scholars so that the Muslim Ummah can take heed and protect itself from falling into the same sins. Prophet Lut, peace and blessings be upon him, was sent to a people who indulged in a sin that no nation before them had ever committed, men lusting after men instead of women. Allah mentions in the Quran. And we had sent Lut when he said to his people, "Do you commit such immorality as no one has preceded you with from among the worlds? Indeed, you approach men with desire instead of women. Rather, you are a transgressing people." Quran 7-80-81. This nation was deeply corrupted. They rejected the natural order, abandoned family life, disrespected their prophet, and mocked him whenever he warned them. Instead of reforming themselves, they insisted on normalizing their sins. Their arrogance grew to the point where they even threatened to expel Prophet Lut, peace and blessings be upon him, and his followers. But as the Quran teaches us, Allah is most merciful, and He does not destroy a people until their prophet has conveyed the truth clearly. Prophet Lut, peace and blessings be upon him, warned them again and again. Yet they laughed, mocked, and persisted in their immorality. What happened next is one of the darkest and most terrifying punishments mentioned in the Quran. Main content, detailed story and lessons. 1. The mission of Prophet Lut, peace and blessings be upon him. Prophet Lut, peace and blessings be upon him, was the nephew of Prophet Ibrahim, peace and blessings be upon him. He grew up in the house of a prophet and learned the way of Tawheed, submission to Allah alone. When Allah sent him as a prophet, he was chosen to guide the people of Sodom, a cluster of towns located in the region of the Dead Sea in present-day Jordan and Palestine. The people of these towns were wealthy and had fertile lands, yet their hearts were corrupted. Instead of using their blessings to obey Allah, they fell into shamelessness. They committed theft, highway robbery, indecency, and most notoriously homosexuality. Imam Qurtubi, may Allah have mercy on him, in his tafsir explains that their sins were not only private but became public. They would commit lewdness in gatherings, mock righteous people, and even attack travelers by force. This was a complete breakdown of morality in society. 2. The unnatural sign of Qawm Lut. The Quran repeatedly describes their evil act. Do you indeed approach men with desire instead of women? Rather, you are a people behaving ignorantly. Quran 27-55. Indeed, you approach men with desire instead of women. You are but a transgressing people. Quran 7-81. This was the first nation in history to make such a sin public. Imam Ibn Kathir, may Allah have mercy on him, writes that no nation before them had ever done this act. It was an unnatural desire against the fitra, natural disposition, Allah placed in human beings. He also mentions that their gatherings were filled with vulgar jokes, clapping, whistling, and public indecency. They normalized shamelessness until they no longer recognized any boundary between right and wrong. 3. The call of Prophet Lut, peace and blessings be upon him. Prophet Lut, peace and blessings be upon him, called them to purity, modesty, and natural family life. He invited them to chastity, reminding them that Allah created women for men, so that they may find tranquility and build families. But their arrogance grew stronger. They replied mockingly. Expel the family of Lut from your city. Indeed, they are people who keep themselves pure. Quran 27-56. Subhanallah, imagine a society where purity itself is mocked. They saw chastity as something strange, and they wanted to expel those who refused to participate in their corruption. Imam al-Tabari, may Allah have mercy on him, mentions that they saw Lut, peace and blessings be upon him, and his family as outsiders who did not join in their practices, so they wanted them gone. This reflects how sin, when it dominates, makes righteousness look like strangeness. 4. The arrival of the angels. When the decree of Allah came, the angels visited Prophet Ibrahim, peace and blessings be upon him, first, informing him of the punishment. Ibrahim, peace and blessings be upon him, pleaded with Allah, asking for mercy, but the angels told him the decision was final. They then came to Prophet Lut, peace and blessings be upon him, in the form of handsome young men. His people immediately rushed towards his house, filled with evil intentions. The Quran narrates this heart-wrenching moment. And the people of the city came rejoicing. He said, "Indeed, these are my guests, so do not shame me. And fear Allah and do not disgrace me." Quran 15-67-68. But they arrogantly replied that they had no interest in women, only in the men. Prophet Lut, peace and blessings be upon him, was in deep anguish, saying, "If only I had against you some power or could take refuge in a strong support." Quran 11-80. At this point, the angels revealed themselves. "O Lut, indeed we are messengers of your Lord. They will never reach you. So travel with your family during a portion of the night, and let not any among you look back except your wife. Indeed, she will be struck by that which strikes them. Indeed, their appointed time is the morning. Is not the morning near?" Quran 11-81. 5. The terrifying punishment. At dawn, the punishment descended. Ibn Kathir explains that Jibril, peace be upon him, struck their towns with the tip of his wing, lifting them so high that the angels of the heavens could hear the barking of their dogs and the crowing of their roosters. Then he turned the towns upside down, smashing them into the ground. After that, Allah rained down stones of baked clay, each stone marked for a specific sinner. The Quran says, "So we made the highest part of the city its lowest and rained upon them stones of layered hard clay, which were marked from your Lord. And it is not far from the wrongdoers." Quran 11-82-83. The destruction was total. Their wealth, homes, and families all were wiped away. Even the wife of Lut, peace and blessings be upon him, who sided with the disbelievers, was destroyed. The land remains cursed until today. The Dead Sea, located near their towns, is one of the saltiest, most lifeless bodies of water in the world. Nothing grows around it, nothing lives within it. Scholars have mentioned this as a visible reminder of Allah's punishment. 6. Lessons for us today. The story of Qawm Lut is not just a chapter of ancient history. It is a mirror for our times. Today, we live in a world where the same sins are being promoted under the banner of freedom and pride. Homosexuality, public shamelessness, and the rejection of natural family life are being normalized. Media, schools, and governments are pushing this ideology, and those who speak against it are ridiculed, censored, or even punished. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, said, "The thing I fear most for my nation is the deed of the people of Lut." Tirmidhi ibn Majah. This hadith is a warning that the spread of this sin will endanger the moral fabric of society. If the Ummah falls into the same sins as Qawm Lut, we risk the same fate. We must remain firm in protecting our faith and our families. We should raise our children with haya, modesty, teach them the Quran and Sunnah, and remind them that Islam does not change with the trends of society. What was haram for Qawm Lut remains haram today, and will remain haram until the Day of Judgment. The story of Qawm Lut is among the darkest chapters of human history. It shows us what happens when disobedience turns into arrogance, and when sin becomes a culture. The destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah stands as a timeless reminder that Allah's justice is real. As believers, we must take this story to heart, protect ourselves from these sins, and strive to live with purity, modesty, and obedience to Allah. Subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to stay updated with more Islamic content. Like, share, and comment to support our work and spread the message.